Hey, hey. How are we all? How are we all doing? Thank you for joining me for this wonderful stream. Great to have you all. It's a pleasure. And of course, I hope you've had a great weekend. Those of you that have joined so far, let me know what you've been up to. Let me know what you've been doing on this fine weekend. And yeah, I'm keen to know. Obviously, quite an interesting weekend of price action. We've had Bitcoin slowly just bleeding down as rotations continue into ETH and Solana, really. But yeah, particularly ETH, obviously all-time high, pressing 5k now. Probably should get 5k overnight, shouldn't we? Get on with it then. Rude. Nick, how are we doing? And Saber Crypto has been doing some trading. Yeah, you have, haven't you? You've been slapping your P&L bookmark things, haven't you, into the channel? Love to see it. Congrats, mate. It looks like you've made yourself a nice couple of pennies over the weekend. Are you favouring a Bitcoin reversal now, are you? Or what are your thoughts on it? Save. What are you thinking? I mean, in an ideal world, Bitcoin should nearly be done with this retracement now. We don't really want it going back towards the low. And we certainly don't want it obviously filling in too much of this pump up. So obviously anywhere in and around here, I'm keen to see Bitcoin kind of flatten out. Now there is obviously a lot of Bitcoin being sold to go into ETH, so hence obviously the massive pressure on it. Evening Gonksy, how we doing, mate? Great to see you. How did the wedding go? How was the wedding? Did it all go good? Did you end up laying a big dump at the altar, or did you manage to hold it in? Up now to close the CME. Yes. So obviously for those of you that are interested, we do have a Bitcoin CME gap at 117,000. So notice how it's different than this. You're better off looking at it on the chart. 117,235. And then on ETH, there is actually going to be a gap to the downside. Now, I don't know on ETH how much that'll matter given the strong flows that are going into it. Maybe it comes down to grab it and then goes back up, but it seems like there's a couple of billionaires just turbo bidding it, isn't there? Obviously, Tom Lee keeps bidding it. And then Peter Thiel has obviously announced that they're going to try and raise 10 billion to just buy ETH, which will obviously just send it absolutely nutty to the upside. So, yeah, I don't know about the ETH one, whether that will fill or not, but Bitcoin obviously could push us nicely to the upside. You know, it would basically push us back towards Friday's highs, basically. So, yeah, pretty keen to see that. That would be nice to wake up to, a nice big pump up to here. I would love that. But yeah, I mean, all in all, obviously, we would very much like to see Bitcoin bottom out after this slow bleed down in and around here. Let's have a look at ETH. Obviously, yeah, just sky high in price discovery. So obviously, this black line was the previous all-time high. Obviously, it created the new all-time high on Friday. And now it is just relentlessly pumping. So it's a question now of how high does ETH go. Now, I have two levels on the chart. I can't remember what they was from. I think they were from Fibonacci retracements that I did. Obviously, looking at the upside. I can't remember from what levels I'd drawn them from, but I'm going to keep an eye on these regardless. Obviously, I think anywhere around the big round numbers, so 5.5 and then 6 are probably good areas to keep an eye on. Obviously, those that are just under for, you know, a potential front run to the downside. But yeah, ETH in price discovery, you know, could we even get 6K this week? You know, 20% from here, wouldn't it? Would bring 6K. So it's definitely being censored again. Mate, what are you putting? What are you putting? I'll tell you what, Gongsy. Use put a number as like some, I don't know. You're probably putting something that's like being caught up in the filter. You're probably putting something that's being caught up in the filter. Now what that is, I don't know. But that is most certainly what it is. It just depends on what you're trying to put. But yeah, obviously ETH pushing. Solana, you know, doing the work now. So we finally managed to kind of clear this zone. And I do expect obviously 220, potentially up to 230. But I mean, you zoom out on Solana now, and we've obviously cleared this kind of daily supply zone. Let's zoom out. I mean, yeah, up to around 220 could bring some resistance into here, but I think yeah, up towards here looks juicy, and then I mean 260 is kind of where we'd be hoping for. I mean, this would bring obviously some great results for Solana based altcoins. Yeah, I'm keen for it. Now, obviously, the question is should we be? I mean, it's kind of a bit late, isn't it? I suppose maybe not late, but you know, should we maybe be looking at altcoins to long instead of trading Bitcoin? You know, is kind of Bitcoin done? Obviously, Bitcoin dominance keeps falling off. Obviously, one of the ones that I've got my eye on is AVAX. you know, we've been looking at this obviously on the stream, haven't we, for a while now, and I'm really interested in AVAX, so definitely something I'm going to keep my eye on. But yeah, I mean, look at ETH go. Now, ETH Bitcoin is obviously something quite interesting to look at. If we look at the 1 week, we are, you know, starting to obviously push into key highs now. Depending on obviously what you like to look at, we are breaking the diagonal downtrend, if you see. So obviously since, you know, kind of mid to late October 2022 time, we had this diagonal resistance, and we are starting to break it now. Now, something I've been waiting and looking for a while on that. Now, I mean, where could we come into from here? I think here, right about where we are, could prove a bit sticky for it. But I mean, there's not really much, is there? You know, coming into here will be a bit sticky for it. It's been a great reversal so far. But yeah, I think it could obviously start to get a little bit more tricky for ETH based on where it's approaching on the ETH Bitcoin chart. But we are rallying, and we're rallying pretty hard now. Bitcoin, yeah. Again, I'm quite interested to see what happens with this overnight. Yes, Delanium, how are we doing? Great to see you. You've done it again. Seems any more than 10 words, it's not happening. It's not that, Stonksy. You like, it has a filter on that. It filters out specific things. Copy the exact message you're putting in and fire it to me on Discord now, and I'll tell you exactly what it is. That'll be filtering it out. Write the exact same thing to me on Discord now that you posted in, and I'll have a look, and I'll tell you exactly what it is, or I can go in and remove it. Yeah. Now, obviously, we looked at USDT dominance on the stream the past 2 weeks. This is now reapproaching this grey level. This could really unlock something crazy when you think about it. If you look at the weekly, if this does obviously start to break down, even into, you know, December levels, never mind down towards 3%ish, then yeah, we could have something crazy on our hands coming. But yeah, I'm keen to see what happens with Bitcoin. We are bleeding down, but I mean, with ETH strength, it doesn't really matter. I mean, Bitcoin's down nearly 1% today, but because ETH is up nicely, most altcoins are having a good time of it, aren't they? Could you TA Suey? Yeah, I'll have a look. James, how we doing, mate? Great to see you. Yeah, do make sure you all drop a like on the stream. Happy Sunday to you, mate. Gonksy, I'm waiting for your message. Oh, you're typing. I can see it. I can see you typing. Come on, give it to me. Give it to me, Gonksy. Give it to me. I'm primed, waiting for it. I'm oiled up. I'm oiled up, waiting for it, Gonksy. Come on. And then I'll have a look at Suey. I wrote, as tempting as it was for my missus, kids and extended family, never speak to me again. I thought better of it. I think it's probably got, I think, I'll tell you what it is that's done that, mate. I think it's probably the mixture of like family and maybe even misses in there, because YouTube is set to filter out like obviously anything that could be you know, quite threatening, or you know, obviously anything towards me, such as I'm gonna look for your family, or something along them lines. So I think it's probably the wording in that's probably got it censored. I imagine it's either the word family or misses, or maybe even kids. That's obviously just flagged up and just auto deleted it. So that's why it's not you that's being censored. It's exactly what's in that message. Let me have a look at Suey. So Suey came back into daily demand. So obviously we've had this grey box Drew for a while. Let me get rid of that. So Suey is actually quite straightforward. Obviously here we have demand. So obviously here's where support is. You can see that we've come in, tested it again, obviously last week, and bounced nicely. Now this is the daily pivot for Suey. So Suey needs to get above 411 for a daily close, like it did here, which obviously led to a bit of expansion up here, and then ultimately obviously we fell off then. But all Suey needs is to get back above here on the daily, in my opinion anyway. And then that should be enough for it to head towards $5 then. So it's really straightforward for Suey, nice and easy to trade, in my opinion. Of course, not financial advice, neither is anything on this show. But yeah, I think you look at the daily chart and it's obviously pretty obvious where the prices. If we zoom out a bit here, you can see it even better. There you go. So obviously it starts here when we got this dead cat bounce, and then obviously in May, bang bang bang, rejected. Obviously again a bit later on, then again in July, obviously we got above, and then you see here we actually flipped it to support. You see it tested it here on this daily candle and then closed above nicely, and then obviously we just had a big ripper down, and then again here last week or week before, whenever that was. So this level, the 411, 412 level, is what we need to gain on the daily, and then that should be enough for it to expand up towards $5, in my opinion anyway. So yeah, nice and straightforward on Suey. Apart from that, obviously, it's too late now, but any interaction down here is currently obviously where demand is coming in. So that's where you'd be looking obviously for it to hold. Why am I wanting to take profits? On what, Andy? What are you wanting to take profits on? I mean, if you're in that, mood, then maybe. I mean, it's obviously up to you, innit? But you could trim some, couldn't you? You could take some off. You could do whatever. What is it? What are you getting a temptation to close or obviously trim off? But it's probably because it's in, the market's frothy, innit? Like ETH's looking great, Solana's doing well. Yeah, so it's only natural. But if you've got that urge, then I suppose sometimes it could be good to listen to it. I follow a guy on Twitter. It's a bit of story time here for everyone. If anyone's got anything or any other questions or any other charts you want me to look at, let me know in the chat. But obviously, Friday was a great day as well. We'll cover Friday because obviously that was great to watch that on stream. I actually closed my long a bit early. I was long from just under 112k, and I closed mine at 115. A little bit early on Friday, but I mean it was great to watch that on stream. But yeah, I follow a guy on Twitter, really good trader, but he trades like quite high leverage, and he likes to like trade quite large sizes. But he done kind of, I think he called it a degen account, but I think it was like pretty much just like an account where he could gamble on. Anyway, he traded $12,000, which he started with, up to $800,000, so 800k. And then when we was at Bitcoin all-time high, before we started to sell off, when we was up at like 124k. He tweeted out saying, "I've got a bit of a bad feeling. I've got a bit of a bad feeling. I'm not sure if we could get like a wipeout to the downside." Anyway, he didn't take any off, and that 800k went down to 200. Now, obviously, still 12 grand to 200. It's still fantastic, but he was actively saying like I should probably take some off, and he never did, and he ended up closing it all for 200, which is obviously one of them lessons in it, to listen to your gut. But you obviously only know that in hindsight, don't you? Pranav, how we doing? Joined a bit late. Not sure if you covered ETH. We can look at ETH again for sure. There's nothing really much to cover on it apart from it is absolutely ripping, and it is, of course, all-time highs. There's not really much else to say on it, is there? Now, obviously, if we go on to something like the weekly, it's with all being well, it's about to get its highest ever weekly close. So it's about to get its highest ever weekly close. Now, obviously, the question will probably be, how high? Where does it go next? So we can actually obviously look at that. I want to know where these levels have came from that I mapped out, because I can't remember. So if we take last cycle's high to the low. So, right, okay. So this level up here is the fib extension 1.618 from last cycle's high to the low. So that's where that level has come from. At least we know where that's come from now. Now, I don't know where these two levels have came from. Where did the other ones come from? So obviously that's 7,322. Right. So the high of December to the low of obviously the swing low brings us to 5771, which basically slap bang in the middle of these. I have no idea where these two specific levels have come from. I'm going to leave them on there anyway, because I can't remember how I've got them and where they've come from. But I have drawn them obviously at some point. I'm going to leave them on. But I think obviously if you start getting up towards 6k, I think that could possibly obviously be prime for a pullback from there. But we just don't know, do we? There's that much money rotating into ETH. We just don't know. Can you look at dupe? I'm thinking of selling my spot and buying something else. Let's see. Where is it? It's on here somewhere. Just bear with me. Where the bloody hell? There it is. Dupe's funny though, isn't it? Because Solana is just about getting frothy now. Like if Solana starts heading towards 220 and then maybe even 260, it's obviously getting, into the interesting time for Solana. Basically, Dupe is just like in one range, isn't it? If you look, we've just got one big range on Dupe here. You can either draw it like that, or you could just draw the full thing. Here is obviously where we've got some kind of daily SR. When you look across there, SR all across there, or you could just draw the full thing. Doesn't really matter. Anyway, the key thing here is obviously Dupe trading up to here, but really, once it gets above 69 cents, it re-enters its old range. So let me show you that, Andy. So if you look back to when Dupe launched, as you can see, all along here is obviously where we used, the kind of 70, 69 cents-ish region as support. So obviously blast off, and then here, retesting it all, always holding it, all along here for the best part of a year or so, around about a year, until obviously we ultimately lost it. So if you look across as well, this is the midpoint of where I've got the range high drawn to, which is around about $1, which also kind of separates, as you can see, the price action quite perfectly. So really, the fun will start should dupe reclaim 69 cents. If it reclaims 69 cents, in theory, obviously, towards like 96 or $1, if you want a round number target, should be next. But yeah, I mean, it could just play cat. It might just be lagging. You know, we see it do this sometimes, don't we? But with Sol getting a bit frothy, it's a bit of a tricky one, because obviously Sol is just starting to break out of where it's been finding supply here. So things could get a little bit of aggressive for Sol, and obviously if it ultimately trades into where we'd be potentially looking into daily resistance, that would be, you know, around about 25% from here, which you would imagine should shove dupe quite a bit. Now, would something else do more that's related to Sol or related to ETH, whatever you're thinking? Potentially, yeah, we don't know, do we? But obviously, while Sol is looking frothy, you know, you've got that potential for dupe to maybe play catch up. Yeah, I mean, really, the key thing is for it to reclaim like 69, 70 cents ish, and then it should, in theory, you know, put in some good performance. But yeah, everyone drop a like on the stream. Thank you for joining me as well. Let me know what you've been up to this weekend. How's your weekend been? What have you been doing? Andy, let me know what you're thinking on your dupe. Did you have any levels that kind of look the same, or? So if we see here, Bitcoin is beginning to take some market share back. If we look at Bitcoin, we've got kind of a U-turn coming, what looks like potentially. Now, obviously, Sol is now down on this hour. ETH is now down on this hour. So it looks like, obviously, if we look at Bitcoin dominance now, we've not looked at it, we should have a green candle. Yeah, there we go. So potentially, yeah, I mean, I'm long on it, Bitcoin. I didn't have the best entry. I did that this morning. So if I'd have waited, I'd have got in about, you know, $300, $400, maybe even $500 lower. But I am long from 114891 with my stop loss down here. So we'll see what we get. Ideally, obviously, wouldn't like to be stopped out, but that's currently my position on Bitcoin. Yeah, went in, you know, a little bit too early, but I would like it to trade. What have I got as to take profit? Ooh. What have I done there? I don't know what I've done. No, gone. $119K. Yeah, I don't know. I just don't know. It doesn't look the best, does it? It look kind of weak. It's just so much Bitcoin is being sold off. Light, thank you, Delanium. You sound like you're getting a cold day. It might be because I'm just using my my MacBook mic, so I'm not on the mic that I use Monday to Friday, because my Sunday stream I normally just do it chilling on the couch or just sitting in bed. So I'm not on my I'm not on the mic. So if I don't sound as clear, it's probably that. I was watching a forex trader yesterday who got into crypto. He had an app where it shows every single Bitcoin price, my sell position, and dollar value. Do you know what it is? It's if he's a forex guy, he's probably using MetaTrader coding. If he's a forex guy, I would estimate that he's using MetaTrader. Have a look. Google search MetaTrader. MetaTrader 4 maybe. I don't know how many MetaTraders there is now, but I think a lot of them use MetaTrader. long from 114689. This is a nasty hourly candle, this, isn't it? That's a pretty strong sell-off. Yeah. Pretty strong sell-off. I don't know if we're kind of trying to back the losing horse here. I don't know. Whoa! Whoa, what happened there? Whoa! What just happened? What has just happened to Bitcoin? What was that? What was that? What just happened then? Oh, that is monstrous. Okay, yeah, we're not looking too good now, are we? Yeah, someone's dumping a lot of Bitcoin. Someone is dumping a lot of Bitcoin. I'm gonna probably get stopped out on that trade now. Look how close it came. Yeah, that's gonna stop me out, innit? Great. Yeah, not the best. Not the best. That's a massive hourly candle. That's gonna stop me out. There we go. Yeah. There we go. What a ridiculous. That is ridiculous. What? Whoa. That is wild. What is going on? What is going on? Have we had some news? We've not even had any news, have we? I don't know whether to try and just long this. I don't know. I mean, that is a big sell-off, innit? What is going on? Whoa! What? Whoa! What's going on? What is going on here? What is going on? What is happening? Why is it not doing it? Are you joking me? Why is it not doing it? What is going on? What is happening? What is going on? Did someone just like mass dump just loads and loads? I think someone just fat fingered it, didn't they? I think someone just fat fingered it. Along the bottom, and it doesn't open for you. It's because I went long. What just happened? That is, I can't believe we just watched that on stream. But what What on earth just happened? Did someone just accidentally just dump loads and loads and loads? What is going on? What an entry! What an entry! What an entry! I can't believe I've just got that entry. 100. I tried to get it a bit high, lower as well, didn't I? But it didn't do it. Oh, what an entry this is on 50x too. What just happened? No, I don't think that was hunting liquidation, Andy. I think someone was selling Bitcoin and just fat fingered it. Whoever's been selling. Yeah, I know. I tried to my entry was Dingo and then BLOFIN just didn't open it, did it? My entry was like Pico bottom nearly. It was like down here, wasn't it? I mean, I'm not complaining. Yeah, I'm not complaining either way, but that was crazy. I mean, that should be the bottom now, shouldn't it? What? Someone's been selling Bitcoin all day. You can see it. Well, all weekend really. You can see with this thing. I'm guessing they maybe just. I think they maybe did just fat finger it or what. I don't know. But that shouldn't get filled in that now. That should be like the entry of I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what's coming next. Are we going to go lower now, or are we going back up? Maybe another Middle East. Well, I don't know. I'm annoyed that I didn't get in from down here. Imagine if we full retrace that up here now. I don't understand what just happened. That was crazy. I don't know. Did someone? Maybe someone. I think someone fat fingered it. To be honest, I mean that should be it. We shouldn't go below there now, should we? You wouldn't imagine. What? I mean, I don't know whether I'm happy or sad about that entry because I'm kind of scared for it. If whoever sold that then does another one. That is crazy. I can't believe we just watched that on stream. Well, at least there was going to be a liquidation hunt anyway. It doesn't need to happen now. Either someone fat fingered sell or an insider as news before tonight or tomorrow. Yeah, maybe. Maybe. I have no idea. I mean, we got a great entry regardless. My stop will be going somewhere though, in case that is the case. I don't know. I think that's just a fat finger, to be honest. I mean, look at the 5-minute chart. What on earth? I'm gutted that didn't open down here. That would have been glorious if it opened down there. What just happened? I love checking crypto Twitter when something like that happens. That is just crazy. Crazy. Um, if it was an insider, they wouldn't have dumped it all in one go. No, I think that was because we've had someone selling, haven't we? We've had someone selling all weekend. Look, like the same as obviously the past, the week before that. We've had someone selling all weekend, and I'm guessing that they just fat fingered it. Either that, or they just thought, you know what, I'm sick of just market selling this or whatever. I'm just going to do it in one go. And perhaps, you don't know. Maybe they had a short on from higher up, and they was obviously able to push the market down and close it down here. You just don't know, do you? Yeah, you just don't know. I think, I mean, to me, that looks like a fat finger because of just the velocity. I mean, 117k gives me $1,000 on this trade now. I just don't know. I mean, could we potentially could we come and fill this in? That is crazy. You literally got the bottom and it didn't open. I know. How annoying is that? How annoying is that? I literally got like here. So $700 lower. And it didn't open. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. I mean, are we going to come back down for this wick now, or I'm a bit cautious, to be honest. I don't know whether are we going to come all the way back down for this wick. I don't know whether to just. I don't know what to do. I don't know. Isn't it mad that you can catch a move like that, and my entry just still doesn't look that good because of how volatile it's been? I kind of wish I didn't have as much leverage on it because my liquidation is literally just here, like there. Not even that higher up, is it? To be fair, it's $1,000, but. Meant to sell 100, sold 10,000. Yeah, that red candle right now looks a bit disgusting. Well, welcome to the weekly manipulation. To be fair, I mean that must be a big liquidity clearance, that mustn't it? That must be a big liquidity clearance. Imagine if it's not. Imagine if everyone's just like, "Oh, what a fat finger," and then we actually do get some horrendous news that just nukes everything. What do we have coming this week? Let's see. I hope it goes back up to 114k before I go to bed because I would love to. I'd sleep like a baby then. I'm still kind of nervous for what could happen overnight with that. Oh, hang on. No, we don't have anything. We literally got nothing. We got GDP on Thursday, but that's just that's a re-estimate. So that doesn't really matter that much. And then we've got PTE on Friday, which obviously could throw up something, but we've basically got a free run until Friday. Yeah, I don't know. I want this to come all the way back up here, so I can put my stop at break even and sleep well. That is crazy. What a crazy thing to happen. I can't believe that I didn't get filled on that order then. That is so annoying. I would have literally had the bottom tick here, and I'd have been even more in profit, wouldn't I? I'd have been absolutely falling out. I mean, it stopped me out on my trade, and then I've managed to recoup what I had by entering there. But oh, man, if I'd have got there, that would have been so good. It will go up again. Imagine sailor bears would literally jizz their pants. Yeah, yeah, I'm gonna jizz my pants if it goes all the way back up. Let me tell you. I mean, the weekly candle not looking not looking too bad at all, really. Right, I've just completely messed up with trading view there, so I'm gonna give up on that. It's done that stupid zooming in thing again. Come on, come all the way back up here. Oh, what a big liquidation. Just 3 billion longs got liquidated on ETH and Bitcoin. Well, anyone that tried to long the ETH breakout just got served a big face full of fists, didn't they? You just got anyone who tried to long the ETH breakout, you know, ETH up here, just got completely fisted so hard. Like full. Look at that. They basically just retraced the whole route up, and it just got absolutely fisted. Come on, Bitcoin. Dev just rugged. Satoshi just rugged it. I can't believe what I've just witnessed. I cannot believe what I've just witnessed. I'm in shock. I'm shooketh. I'm shooketh, honestly. I don't know. I've kind of got a bad feeling about this. Oh no, coming back down. Don't do me like this. I'm just gonna leave it, I think. Um, just close my login time. Yeah, I think a lot of people are probably in the same boat, to be fair. If you have joined, please do drop a like. Please do subscribe. We did catch the bottom. We actually catch the Pico bottom, but it didn't open the trade. I actually longed like 110.6, and it didn't open. So we got in at 111.2, but yeah. What a crazy circumstance. Wild, and now we're coming all the way back down. Yeah, thank you very much for joining me. Before the dump was sensible for ones and took profit. Well, there you go. That is same. Seen this before. And huge dumps to wipe out more longs. I hope not. I hope not. Hope not. I would very much like to ride this train back up now. But yeah, thank you very much for those of you that have joined. For those of you that jumped in, obviously got a lot of people watching. Please do drop a like. Please do subscribe. We do go live every day, Monday to Friday, and then we do this Sunday evening market roundup. So it'll be great to welcome you to that. And yeah, let's see if that's the end of it. I will be jumping into the Discord now to discuss what just happened, because that was crazy, and to watch that on stream was wild. But yeah, thank you very much. Hopefully you got a good entry. Hopefully if you was long, you didn't get taken out for too much. Yeah, big market wipeout. You streaming tomorrow? Yeah, mate. I know. Yeah, it's bank holiday, but I'll still be streaming usually. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe I'll do. Maybe I'll do an hour and a half instead of 2 hours. I don't know yet. But yeah, I will be streaming. My feeling was right. Take off. I know. Yeah. What crazy. You can't predict something like that, can you? You just can't predict when something like that's going to happen. That was actually wild. I think that's like obviously, I think that's the first time in ages we've had something like that that is just not news driven, where it's literally just market price instead of actually like news driving things. Yeah, crazy. But yeah, catch you all tomorrow. Have a great night. Bye bye.